Hi, this is Tammy with Christmas with the Cricut.
And I'm Joy with Christmas with the Cricut.
And this week we're featuring the Winter Woodland cartridge along with the Lyrical Letters. Today is your Fancy Card Friday, and we're going to be using the Lyrical Letters cartridge. The fun thing that we're going to be doing today is we get to actually show you how to make your own embossing folder for your Cuttlebug. It's so cool. Joy, what are we going to make with it?
Today we are going to make this little cherry. It's under the Cherry Good Wishes, and we're going to fill this space with that cherry, so then when we emboss, it's all a cherry background. It'll be very, very cute.
I think it'll be great for some of our Christmas projects that we've got coming up for the sweet treats and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. All right, now we've loaded our embossing sheet onto the mat and we've put it in the bottom left corner because we're going to take our blade housing and run it over to the top top right corner of the embossing sheet and get it started. Let's see, we want to go right there. Okay. So once we have it in position, we are then going to hit our paper size and set the paper size, because the Cricut machine actually thinks that you have a 12 by 12 piece of paper in there unless you tell it otherwise. And this is a great way for you to learn how to use your scraps too, because then you never have to worry about it running off the paper or not being the right size or anything, because now we've told the Cricut what size material we're actually working with. Alright, our settings for this project are going to be the blade housing at 6. We want our pressure to be at 5. Our speed will be 3. And then we're also going to be using the multi-cut feature because we wanted to cut 2 times. Now for those of you who don't know how to set your multi-cut, all you need to do is hit the settings button. It's going to show English there, but then you're going to hit the OK to kind of scroll through several settings, and then it will get you to the multi-cut. Mine is at the 2, but if yours isn't, you just simply hit the arrows going back and forth to set it at the number that you want. Once you've done that, you hit settings again and it sets it at the right size or the right cut. Then we're also going to be using the autofill because we want to fill our space up as many times as we can. Now we've set our size at 2 1/4 inches, and I want to see how many times that's going to cut before I actually hit the cut button. And in order to do that, there's an OK button right here. You press that and it calculates and tells me that it's going to cut it 9 times, which is exactly what I want. Alright, and now we're cutting. I think that the interesting point about this is when you're doing the multi-cut on multiple images, I thought at first that it would just cut all of the images and then go back and cut them all again, but it didn't. It actually cuts each individual image twice. And now we're done, so we're going to unload. Now we have our embossing sheet with the cherries all on it, nine of them total. And we're going to take it off our mat and punch our cherries out now. Okay, I have taken all of my cherries out just simply by punching them out with my fingers carefully. I do have a stem that is really delicate that you want to be careful of, like that. And I've kind of placed them all in line. And what I'm going to do is, this is one side of the embossing material, and I'm going to peel the adhesive off of the other side. It calls it side A and side B in the instructions, but there's no A or B on it, so you get to pick whatever side A is. It's obviously not side B. Okay, so we're going to be peeling this side off, and you want to do it carefully because you do have small pieces there. Alright, now that we have one sticky side, we're going to take our envelope and we're going to place it in the envelope just like this. And it's helpful. Give me the brayer, please. Thank you. To take a brayer and just gently go over it so that you get any air bubbles that are out and it all gets laid down flat the way you want it. Now once we have our one side on there, we're going to place our cherries. Actually, we're going to peel the opposite side off first of each cherry, and then we're going to be placing them in the holes to fill in. Then we will close it so that the cherries will stick to the opposite side but in the right place. Okay, now I've taken my cherries and I've peeled the backing off of this side and placed each of the cherries into the corresponding hole, so that now all I have to do is take my folder and my brayer, and I'm just going to add pressure with the brayer over the envelope so that my cherries will stick but still fit in the hole. And then I'm going to gently pull it up and cross my fingers just like that. Look at that, isn't that cool? So now we're going to go get some paper. Okay, so now we have both sides of our embossing folder together, and we're going to use our Coordinations cardstock.
And go ahead and run this through the Cuttlebug to emboss it. I'm going to be using my A plate, which is that, obviously the white one, and a C plate. And through a little testing, we found we need a couple of shims. Shims are just another fancy way to say extra pieces of paper. So conveniently, I had the instructions that came with this. That felt like a real good shim to start with. And I have a separate sheet of coordinations that I'm also going to use to shim with. So I make my little sandwich, which is basically the A plate, my embossing folder with my paper inside, the instructions, and yet another piece of cardstock, and the C plate. And now I just roll it through here. Roll, 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 roll. Pops out the other side. And my paper is now embossed. I'm going to press it real carefully. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but what's real fun about the coordinations is you can go ahead and sand this and get a lighter green on the inside, which I know because that was shown on the bottom of my paper when I got it. So the way I'm going to sand it is I just move in little circles, and that will bring out this lighter color.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'll just in a second here. In this sanding block, just from Walgreens, just a kind of a rough nail file.
Nail file. Mm-hmm.
Most likely for the acrylic nails.
And it's best to use the cubes rather than like a nail file because you have more to hold on to.
Right, and you're going to need a little bit. So you can kind of see what we've got. Conveniently, I've got one finished, just like on the baking shows. Here's one I just popped out of the oven. And you can go ahead and see that. And this will be real fun to use with maybe some stickles on the cherries. Some red stickles will be real cute. And that's our video today of using the Cricut embossing folders that you can create yourself. So have a great day.